picture this, okay? Your rebate is 90 days long, okay? You introduced, I started with you. You're my boss. Yeah. I started with you 89 days ago. Okay? Right. But however, the rebate runs out in 90 days.
Yeah.
Okay. I've had no interaction. You have had no interaction with the person that's placed me 3 months ago. Oh, sorry, not 3 months ago, 89 days ago. And yet all of a sudden, I'm leaving today for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Either because you're a clown and you don't know how to manage me, or I'm a clown and I don't know how I do the job.
Right.
Okay. Why on earth is it the recruiter's fault that after 89 days, why should they have to give up any of the money that they've earned because either you're a clown or I'm a clown? Welcome to Viral Recruiters, where we help recruiters, directors, owners, and marketers with their marketing. Everything that we talk about should bring in more candidates, more clients, more consultants, and everything that a recruitment agency needs. I'm Rich Gibbard, founder of Recbound. Hope you enjoy the show.
What sort of rebate period should a recruiter offer?
I don't think that recruiters, very good recruiters, should offer any rebates whatsoever.
At all?
None whatsoever.
Right.
The reason being is because, right, let's say, again, walking through this magical mystery journey that probably doesn't exist, but happens every day. You come to me, you're the hiring manager, and you go, Rich, I need somebody who is a chief product officer.
Okay.
Yeah. And I need them to know this tech stack. I need them to have worked with this type of industry before. And also, if you wouldn't mind, just based in this location within this salary range. Okay. So you're giving me a list of criteria. Oh, and by the way, I need this person to fit in with us culturally as well.
Right. Okay.
So
cool.
Make sure that they're not a dickhead. Right. So I go away, search, go in my niche network. If you've not listened to the episode about going niche, then you should listen to it. So check out the other episodes going on. I go into my niche list, go into my niche prospects, and then I unearth, let's say, 3 candidates who are willing to work for you. I've sent all the relevant collateral. I've sold them the opportunity. I've explained what you're like as a person, what the business is like, where the vision, mission, values, everything where they can go within their career. Okay, I have done a lot of grafting to build and keep this network going, and I'm offering them to you for you to pick and choose like a beauty parade. You go, it's not at this point where you just turn around and go, right, I'm going to hire all 3 and see which one works out. Normally, there's some sort of interview process. And so...
Right, okay.
Yeah, it was magic, really. So you'll do probably between 3 and 5 stages of interviews.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So it's add in a few tests as well, depending on if it's a tech role or tech test, whatever it may be, demos, sales pitches, you name it. But normally is you over the 3 to 5 hours worth of meetings, plus the interactions in between, you should have a pretty good idea of whether I'm competent at doing your product officer role, product manager role. Okay. And if you don't, then is that the recruiter's fault?
No, you've not done diligence.
So you as a hiring manager has not done the diligence of, yeah, I agree. The hiring manager has not done enough due diligence to realize, is this candidate good enough to join my business or my team, however you want to phrase it. And so after you've done all that work, you've managed to get them, you've gone through your network, you've introduced them, you've managed the interview process, you've got them to hand in their notice. Green package, skip that bit, but package, negotiation, notice, garden leave, fended off all these other businesses that are going in. You've managed to convince this candidate to join your team. As soon as that guy or girl starts on day 1, at what point can the recruiter, apart from checking in, what else can the recruiter do?
Not a whole lot.
The recruiter can't go in and start running your test days. They can't start doing your onboarding for you. Yes, your recruiter can start adding hints and tips and giving value in terms of what works and what doesn't work elsewhere. But ultimately, as soon as they start with you, that is on you to give that candidate the best experience that you can. They give the candidate the best experience they can so that they stay and they do very, very well and do a really, really good job for you. And so after week 1, after week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7, week 12, whatever, I've heard of some ridiculous rebate requests where they want a year's worth of...
Christ.
Imagine that. Imagine working for somebody for 364 days and then them turn around and going...
Nah, I'm done, mate.
Yeah, imagine that. And they'll go, oh, sorry, I've got to give some feedback. Fuck that. I've never had some bollocks in my life. If you are a hiring manager and you're asking for 12 months rebate, then I hope you get no Christmas presents whatsoever. Shame. Absolute shame. But still. And so the idea is that when somebody is introduce something to you, and then it's the hiring manager's responsibility and it's the team's, the business responsibility to give that candidate and their new hire as much love and support than they can. If they've gone through their due diligence, and Joe, what? People are people. Things happen sometimes. And more regularly what we're thinking is you move into a new job and for whatever reason, it doesn't work out. Family issues, personal issues, there's loads of issues where for whatever reason that candidate doesn't work out. I understand sometimes that there is a shared risk, shared element because you are dealing with people.
Of course.
Not dealing with codes. But at the end of the day is if somebody comes into your business and they do really well for 11 weeks and 6 days, and yet on the 11th, and then just clocking over just before the 12th week, you go, actually, this isn't working. I want all my money back. Thank you very much. 100% rebate. Bullshit.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's why I don't think recruiters should offer any rebate, really. However, if you held a gun to my head and said, oh, you need to offer a rebate, I would only do it with companies that are incredibly committed to my processes, incredibly committed to how I want to recruit.
Okay.
And so...
How do you find businesses like that?
When we're talking about the niche, the way to go niche in a different episode, that's one way where you can build up trust.
Yeah.
And so if you feel like that you want to keep a reputation within your market and then by offering certain rebates will help enhance that reputation, then I do understand. And if you're working exclusively with a client or where they're paying, say, subscription fees or they're paying each month for you, maybe do consider a rebate because they're good clients that you want to keep on and you want to keep on side. However, otherwise, they're the kind of figures that I'd be thinking I just wouldn't even offer it in the first place unless you're getting a hell of a lot in return. Because those, it is a very good point, those who want rebates are normally the shittest ones at hiring.
Interesting.
Because they've made so many hiring fuck-ups is that they have no other choice apart from demand rebates because they repeatedly and consistently make mistakes with their hiring and make mistakes with their onboarding and they don't know how to manage. So the ones that, the red flags are the ones that ask for 100% rebate.
Do you personally have any horror stories with rebates?
I do remember a couple of occasions. I remember a former colleague of mine we actually do a lot of work with now and supporting him and his social media. He would write in his diary in terms of when the candidate's placed, when they're out of rebate, really. Because you can just smell it a mile off. So you wouldn't spend any commission, you wouldn't spend a penny until that person. So like you know the companies and you only work with them once because it's like I was saying before, the ones who leave after 5 months, 29 days of a 6-month rebate, you only do it once.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You're not going to get burnt twice.
And if you do, shame on you.
Is there any positives to having a rebate?
Oh, yeah, there is. So if you want to talk about cementing relationships, if you want to feel like, sometimes clients just want to feel like they get a win. And so if you were to if you start, your standpoint right now is, I will not give you any money back if that candidate leaves.
Yeah.
And yet your competitor down the road gives 12 weeks rebate, but that competitor is shite and they're not very good at what they do. You're the specialist, you're the niche recruiter. If you turn around to me and say, Joe, what? I'll give you 4 weeks rebate. I'd rather take that 4 weeks rebate from the specialist than the 12 weeks from the loser recruiter.
Yeah.
And so that for me is where it feels like a win for the client. And that probably feels like a win for the recruiter because in that way you can show your services, wrap them up, take them away as an exclusive client for you and not to go near any other recruitment. So sometimes rebates do work if you're looking to cement a relationship.
Okay.
If you hate rebates and if you experience that feeling of having to give money back to a company when they're a crap company and you do not appreciate how they've exited that hiring engagement with your candidate, firstly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. And there's nothing we can do. But if you do want to connect with me, if you do want to share some recruitment horror stories, from rebate horror stories, I'd love to know. Drop the comments below. Otherwise, make sure you like, subscribe if you are looking for help with your marketing. Otherwise, whether it's inbound marketing, outbound marketing, please get in touch.